What's up, YouTube? You're here at Somewhat Playful, and I'm Trip. I'm going to be taking you through. Well, this is not StormSilver, as you're probably believing, but StormSilver. It's just a hack that includes all 493 Pokemon, just to make things a little more interesting. I'm taking you through this one because, well, I'm our residential Pokemon expert. The other guys will try to claim that they know what they're talking about, but really it all falls down to me. Alright, well, let's get started on StormSilver. Alright, well, I don't really need any info. I've been playing games since Red and Blue, so no reason why I'd need to know any of that. As you can see, welcome to Sacred Gold or StormSilver, a hack with an expansion of features. Professor Oak goes through all of his blah blah blah. A native Pokemon, and this explains why there are full 493. The Johto and Kanto regions were known for having only a fraction of the Pokemon within its borders, but large-scale migration has brought a great variety to the region's fauna. There are new challenges awaiting you, and a great amount of differences in how you raise your Pokemon, which just means that I don't have to trade. There's a bunch of new items so that you can evolve your Pokemon, just so that you can quite easily get all 493 Pokemon without having to trade or having to get all the games and find them. Every single one is here. Of course, as I say 493, I'm only referring right through the first 4 generations, because this obviously isn't going to include any Pokemon from Black or White, though there are hacks for that by the same person. You can check those out. But let's move through. I sit and talk way too much. I'm a boy, just in case you couldn't tell. If you watch the very first episode of Somewhat Playful, you'll see me there. Trip, obviously. So Trip. That's a 2 P's. Don't you forget it. A lot of people do. Yes, my name is Trip. You got something against that? Professor Oak. Alright. To the world of Pokemon. Alright, so I will be playing a Nuzlock, which anyone who would be searching Nuzlock on YouTube and stumbled upon this video would probably know what a Nuzlock is. But for anyone who don't know, Nuzlock is just a sort of a self-imposed rules for playing Pokemon, such as you can only catch the first Pokemon that you see in each route. So you can only catch 1 Pokemon per route, and that Pokemon has to be the first one you see. If you kill it, if you run away, if just for some reason that you don't catch the very first one you see, you don't get a Pokemon for that route. So there's that. Also, another one of the big rules is if one of your Pokemon faints, it's dead. You can't use it again. So it goes in a box, or you release it, or just anything to say that you can no longer use that Pokemon. Then you get down to a few sort of other rules that different people use differently. Like some people say you have to nickname all your Pokemon, sort of adds to the attachment. Or some of them say a Nuzlocke doesn't start until after you get Pokeballs, which means, like, obviously as you play through, you have to go through Route 1, or what is the equivalent of Route 1 in Johto, and obviously you're going to encounter a Pokemon, most likely, before you get anywhere. So if you start your Nuzlocke, sorry, after you get Pokeballs, then you are still able to catch Pokemon on that route, whereas otherwise you would not be able to. But there are a few other rules. If anything pops up, I'm sure I'll let you know about it. Alright, let's pop in, see Professor Elm, and see what we can get. This is pretty simple, everyone knows how it's going. Alright. So we get to pick up our first Pokemon. Do I want Totodile? Or Chikorita or Cyndaquil? Such a tough decision. Well, this is going along pretty quickly, and I'm gonna run out of time. So I think I will start off with Totodile. I received a Totodile from Professor Elm. Alright. Alright, so I will give a nickname to the Totodile. Alright, so I'm probably gonna mention a few different Pokemon Let's Players. And first I'll reference one of the people that sort of inspired me to get into this sort of thing. Is Hoodlumscrafty. If you are an avid viewer of Nuzlocks on YouTube, you would have come across him. And he had a Totodile, and he named his Dundee in reference to Crocodile Dundee. So I'll do the same, which also probably makes a little more sense considering I'm Australian, and of course that's where Crocodile Dundee came from. So yes, I would like to name it Dundee. Alright, so we gotta go a little past Cherry Grove. Oh, what's up, bro? Alright, potions. Potions are your best friend at the beginning of a Nuzlocke. Because, well, obviously as the rules state, if your Pokemon faints, they are dead. And so, yeah. Which means you're going to need to keep your Pokemon alive. So as you're going through and your Pokemon get low health, you're going to want potions. So, as I said, potions, best friend. Alright, I hate this girl, like, with passion. I just want to, like, drill her face into the dirt. Like, I know we're both 10, but I don't give a shit. Alright, let's go see Mom. Hi, Mom. Yep, it's got a task for me. Not really. Got the Poké Gear. I can use the Poké Gear to make a phone call. I do remember how, because I'm not a retard. Alright, Colin Dundee, let's go. Ooh, Elm, what you doing? Ooh, getting numbers like a boss. Getting Professor Elm's number. Gonna call him for some good times. Ain't that right? Dundee. Dundee, I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Alright, so I won't be playing until after, starting my Nuzlocke until after I get Pokeballs, which means any Pokemon I encounter in here they're redundant at the moment. Doesn't really make a difference, but once I get Pokeballs and once I start going through this route, then it will make a difference. Oh shit, nigga. Well, as you can see, a Wurmple wouldn't usually be found in JoJo whatsoever. So you can see that all Pokemon are introduced. And not only is this hack just introducing more Pokemon, it's also it's increased and changed, increased the levels of all the Pokemon used by trainers and gym leaders and the whatnot. Increased their levels, changed their Pokemon, just in general made it a lot harder. So you pair this with the self-imposed rules of a Nuzlock to make it harder. It makes it seem almost impossible to do. But I'm ready to give it a rare and hot go. I'm not too fond of this guy. I know my way around. There's also a few different, the dialogue's been changed a little bit, if you didn't notice. That's the way we gotta go. Thanks for telling me what I know already. The sea. You know, in all my years of playing like Gold, Silver, Crystal and Hard Gold, Soul Silver, I've never actually bothered to like surf out there and see what's going on. Got an old rod, bro. That means we can get a Pokemon in Cherry Grove City. Obviously with an old rod it's only going to be a Magikarp, but nevertheless that's another Pokemon we have. One of the best things about a Nuzlocke is the fact that you don't always get the Pokemon that you want, and you don't always get the Pokemon that you would normally use. So you could have a team full of Pokemon that you've never used in your life, and it just makes it so much more interesting. Alright, so we're going to try real hard, and we're going to get some levels going, so that we will be able to take down our rival, and our rival is going to be pretty damn strong. I think, if I recall correctly, he's actually leveled up a little bit, and he's at the point where he can actually learn a stab move, which means that'll be very hazardous to us, unless we level ourselves up a little bit more. Hoot hoot. That doesn't seem so different from the norm. Ooh, he's faster than us. No? Seem to be pretty much the same. Come on, Dundee, you got this shit. You got this. There we go. Alright. 33. Got water gun. So we got a stab move now. Now that Pokeball, I do believe, is an ooh, a Rolls. Oh, I fucking love Rolls. Well, that's female, so I probably wouldn't really care too much about it. Because I always go for the males so that I can evolve them into a Gallade rather than a Gardevoir, and I just find the whole physical side of them to be more appealing and just a lot better than just special. Ooh, my attack fell. I so hope we come across a Rolls when we come back here and we're catching Pokemon though. Ooh, so much experience. I'm gonna do this. Alrighty. Get that. Yep, I do believe that. Oh, it's a potion, not an antidote. Ooh. Not really showing much of an expertise here. As we all know, this guy's the apricorn guy. Well, in Heart Gold Soul Silver, though, he becomes some apricorn guy. He was a little berry guy back in the original Gold Silver Crystal. Nevertheless, he's not really that appealing. But he's really depressed. No one ever comes to visit him. And so I didn't really want to give him any hope, because I don't really care what he has to say. Whether it be in games or in real life, I really don't care what people have to say. I mean, I'll listen to you, and I'll take what you say into account. But chances are... Wait, no, that counts as listening. I'm just contradicting myself now. Just forget everything I just said, and let's just, like, kill some more hoots. Now, typically when you do Pokemon Let's Plays, they're probably going to go for a little while. I would say 20 minutes. What, average 20 minutes? And so for that 20 minutes, you got to find something to talk about. One of another YouTuber that got me into Lotad. Well, another YouTuber that got me into doing Pokemon was Hardy Tech Yo-Yo, and whenever he needed something to say, like he had topics written down that he could always cover later on if he didn't find anything to say. But he always has these cool little stories I always found interesting, and that's what kept me going back to his videos. Like, I go for the Pokemon, and I mean I love Pokemon. I've been playing it for how long? Last 15 years. But yeah, no, I go for the Pokemon, but I stay and I keep watching the videos just for like Hardy's stories and just what he says. Just keeps me interested, and that's a sign of a good Let's Player. Of course, you're probably thinking, what makes you an expert on good Let's Players? Well, I'm not really. I mean, I've watched my fair share, but this is probably my first real sort of a series that I'll be doing on my own. So I guess I've got a lot to learn, but hopefully this turns out pretty well. Ooh, Bide. Ask any like Nuzlocker, you'll find that Bide is what destroys Nuzlocke runs. Like, you know that obviously it like takes energy for a couple turns and then unleashes his back twice as hard. There's just no telling. Like, it's just so unstable. It can take out your Pokemon, and that could be the end of your Nuzlocke if you're as early in as I am at the moment. But yeah, no, we really need to get some levels up so that we can take on our rival. I don't want to do it. He's gonna be so tough. Oh shit, better heal up. Oh wait, nah, I think like Professor Oak or Mr. Pokemon or whatever heals you up in here. If not, we'll see when we come out. Oh no! Didn't realize I was this far away. I hate Weedles. Some Nuzlockers will also tell you that yep, no running away from battles, but I really don't see a point in that rule. So Cynthia, what are you doing here, Cynthia? Oh, hello, Mr. Farrow said he was just ready to train to have. Is your name Trip by any chance? I see, I guess you're the trainer. My name's Cynthia, I'm a Pokemon trainer who has from Sinnoh. Sinnoh. Tell me, Trip, have you heard a story that tells the tale of the legendary trainer? You haven't? I'll briefly explain. The story tells the tale of how a trainer travels the lands of Johto and Kanto, catching all the Pokemon known to mankind, catches the most basic of Pokemon and even the most mythical of Pokemon to eventually come face to face with the one who the Pokemon called God. The archaeology in the Johto region appears to back the existence of this story. It's interesting to be sure. Thank you for listening to me, Trip. You know, you remind me of a trainer I knew from Sinnoh. You may not know it yet, but I think you are capable of great things. In fact, I'd like to help you reach your maximum potential. Here, let me give you a small gift. Oh, I got an Eevee. Alright, I'm not quite confident on the rules of the Nuzlock that state how gift Pokemon come in. We could always just include this as the Pokemon from the route, but then I also said that a Nuzlocke doesn't start until you get Pokeballs, therefore anything that happens before that could be all fair and game. So yeah, I think we'll go with that. We'll keep the Eevee, and we'll name this Eevee... Ooh, what am I gonna name him? What is Eevee? Is he like a cat or something? Well, I'm going to assume he's a cat. So I'm going to call him Felix, which is after my little cousin. His cat got run over. Oh, not run over. What am I talking about? It got mauled by dogs across the street. So, Felix, this is in memory of you. I'm not sure why I went to go run over, but anyway. Perhaps we'll cross paths again. And I know for a fact that it will be... Oh, no, that's not what I'm talking about. Alright, so you have an Eevee, which will really help when it comes to taking on the our rival. That'll be really important, because you won't be like taken out so easily. But nevertheless, let's go in and let us see. Alright, Mr. Pokemon. Yeah, you find that a lot of really long dialogue or dialogue heavy scenes have really been cut down. Got the mystery egg. Yeah, that's what I thought. We got some rest. What? Well, so in the last, 20 minutes, we've received 2 different Pokemon out of Pokedex from all these gifts from different people. People must really see my potential. They've known that I've been in the game for 15 years, and they know that I'm gonna do big things. Alright, got Professor Oak's number 2. Gonna call him Wehauser tonight. Call him out for beer. What am I, like 10? Ugh. Oh, Professor Elm's calling me. Maybe he wants the beer. Oh, Chip, it's a disaster. Alright, so I have to go back to Professor Elm. Alright, well I think this video is getting long enough and I don't want to drag it on. So I'll leave it here, and next episode we'll go back, we'll take on our rival, and we'll go back and talk to Professor Elm, and then we'll actually get started on our journey. So I guess that's it here. I'm Trip from Somewhat Playful, and I will catch you next time. See ya.